So, we got another case. Secrets and Ashes. I have a friend that if he saw this would start crying. Yeah. Some people, you know. But yes, this is the next case. Secrets and Ashes. Kind of the blandest title of the set when you think about it. Just Secrets and Ashes. Okay. This involves what? An arson, maybe? Let's check it out.
Next item on the agenda, the purchase of the Gander property next door. Now, Vern Gander is here with us today. Vern?
Thanks, Jim. As you know, my sister Susan, who owned the house next door, has been missing for 2 years now. Recently, a judge declared her legally dead, meaning that the property is passed to me. I know that the library has been looking to expand its children's section.
Vern has offered to sell us the property for substantially less than its assessed value. The plan would be to demolish the house to make way for a new children's wing.
Gotta heal somehow.
I think it's a wonderful opportunity you've offered us, Vern.
Thank you, Jessica. I know it's what she would have wanted.
Any further comments from the board before we take a vote?
Anyone?
I still think that the money would be better spent on a new roof.
Let's take a vote. All in favor of purchasing the Gander property?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
The motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Gander.
Jessica, may I have a word?
Of course.
Look, it's no secret that my sister and I did not get along. Still, I'd give anything to know what happened to her. I know the answer's in her house somewhere, but I'm running out of time before the place is demolished. I was hoping you could help.
All right, Vern. I'll take a look around, but I'm not making any promises about finding any answers.
I understand. Oh, by the way, Susan used to talk about some treasure she had hidden in her house. I chalked it up to her paranoid delusions, but you might want to keep that in mind.
Well, I'll do my best. I'll probably do some background research on her disappearance first.
Thanks. Feel free to drop by my hardware store if you come up with anything.
He looks and sounds Amish. He's not the creepy one, but we are going to meet the creepy one in this episode. So, okay, makes sense. Jessica's on the library board. Hey, why'd you do that? So basically, Vern had a sister. The sister went poof, and she's just been declared legally dead. So, they're going to demolish her house to build a new children's wing, although apparently they need a new roof, too. Which, why not just start raising more money for the roof? Unless it's, like, not a pressing issue at that moment, and a children's wing would be nice, too, but hey, you know, bake sales are for that. Pardon? So, Vern is asking us, aka Jessica Fletcher, can you, like, see if you can find any more, like, arrows pointing into what the hell happened to my sister, even though we didn't quite get along?
Did you know Susan Gander, Mrs. F?
Not really. We were scarcely acquaintances.
Then maybe we should take a moment to see what we can find out about her here in the library.
Oh, she's getting more to help her. Good idea.
They have some archived copies of the Cabot Cove Independent, but their filing system is atrocious. It may take a little time to find the reels.
We better get started, then.
So... I love hourglasses. I should, like, do, like, a post of what my aesthetic is at some point, just to kind of... I'm gonna ask at this point, that was like the weirdest thing in this game, actually. Jokes aside, yes, remember when we went to the library in the first game? First part, the frickin' lobster chapter, whatever that I should call the first book. Well, we're gonna be coming back here a lot. Like, a lot. Which isn't to say it's a bad thing. I haven't been to the library in a while, but I do like them. I wouldn't mind having one in my house. That would be so cool. I don't have the room for it. Sad. Where's that telescope? Because I don't want to start looking at stuff. Because again, this is like another one of those weird puzzles, I think. Yeah, you saw me like futzing around with the... Oh, how do I do this stupid thing? Oh, telephone, not telescope. Why did I crossed telephone and microscope, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, Susan was kind of like one of the big benefactors to the library in the first place. Like money better spent on was engaged to Susan, so Susan had a boyfriend.
Reminiscing about Susan, are we?
Ugh,
I do that a lot myself.
Yeah.
Hello, Morris. We found your engagement announcement in the archives.
He sounds creepy.
Yes, Susan and I were planning to get married. We met here at the library, and we got along very well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss her.
I do not like his voice.
When did you learn she was missing?
Right after her brother Vern filed the missing persons report.
It must be very difficult for you, not knowing what happened to her.
Indeed, it has been. But, as they say, life goes on.
Vern gave me the keys to Susan's house to have a look around. I'm going to head over there now.
Yeah, he's kind of creepy to me. Like, he kind of skeeves me out a little bit. I don't know what it is about. It's his voice. He looks like a young Mr. Burns, and he sounds like it too. Like, part of me just wants to hear him say "excellent," just once.
It's a shame that a house as beautiful as this was allowed to fall into such disrepair. Well, first things first. Let's try and shed some light on things.
Ooh, maybe there's a ghost. That would be, like, awesome. But, Yeah, we can't even look for letters or anything. That's a cool looking brick fireplace. Oh, I did find all the letters. Let's see. Cow. I kind of like the bricks on it. Hi, Pete. I should let him out. Okay, let's examine the books. Okay, we got the edges, so this would go over here. This would go over here. This would go over here. That is a cool picture, I'm gonna say right now. That is like a really cool looking picture. Ooh, looks like we're going antiquing next.
Chris's antique shop is right next door. I think I'll drop by and see what he knows about this inventory list.
Hello, Jessica. Shopping for an antique today?
Nope.
I'm afraid not, Chris.
I heard that the library bought the house next door. Any idea when it will be demolished?
I don't know yet. Speaking of the house, I was just over there on Vern's behalf and found a list you made.
That old inventory list? Where did you find it?
In Susan's living room. Do you remember when you made it?
Shortly before Susan disappeared. With her approval, naturally. She wanted an inventory done before she sold the property to William Forrest, Before the deal fell apart, that is.
Of course. Did you get along with Susan?
To be perfectly honest, no. Susan's house was an eyesore, even before it stood empty. And that hurt my business.
How so?
Well, in nice surroundings, old things look like antiques. In not-so-nice surroundings, old things look like junk. Plus, she kept promising that she'd sell me her furniture, and then changing her mind.
I heard that Susan claimed to have had some kind of treasure hidden in the house. Did you know about that?
No. I was more interested in the treasure Susan had in plain sight. The furnishings. I was hopeful that if William decided not to buy the house, she might sell it to me. That's why William shared the findings from his inspection with me.
I see. One last question, Chris. Do you smoke?
I used to, but I quit about a year ago.
Mind if I ask what brand?
Westminster's?
And yeah, that's actually a more logical question when you think, because smokers tend to have a brand they like. A type of cigarette they like to smoke. My parents were smokers, so I kind of know a little bit about that kind of stuff. I don't think those can be antiques.
Chris, these tiles I found in your store, they look like they came from the fireplace in Susan's house.
They did. Before she disappeared, Susan sold me a few tiles. She said she was getting ready to tear down the old fireplace to put a new one in.
You've had them all this time? Why didn't you put them up for sale?
I was hopeful that someday I'd get the rest. Then I could sell them all as a complete set, for a lot more money. Pardon me, I have a customer waiting.
I probably should talk with the other person who had a strong interest in Susan's home. William Forrest.
So now we're going to be talking to a businessman about this.
William, is this a bad time?
Not at all, Jessica.
I stopped by Coveside Antiques earlier and found the home inspection report you had done on Susan Gander's property.
If you're thinking of using that to go by once the library owns the property, I wouldn't. 2 years' time has left it in even worse shape than when I had that done.
I noticed that the report was written shortly before Susan disappeared.
Yes, I was negotiating with her to purchase the property for development. It's a prime in-town lot.
I saw that one of the things you noted was that the fireplace was in disrepair. Now, how could this be when it's bricked up?
I can only assume that Susan bricked it up after she saw the report to address my concerns.
So why did the deal fall through?
I have no idea. The morning we were supposed to sign the papers, Susan changed her mind and backed out without any explanation.
I see. I don't suppose you smoke at all, do you?
I like to indulge in a nice cigar when celebrating a successful deal. Say, Jessica, can I show you some of the new model homes I'm building here in Cabot Cove?
She already lives here.
Most certainly.
I mean, seriously, why would you sell somebody who lives there the new model homes? You kind of want to show, people who you want to move in. At least that's my logic about it. One more house. There it is. No, that's the briefcase. Remember my original statement in the last case about don't do this when you're half asleep? I'm doing this while I'm half asleep. I'm an idiot. I'm probably gonna sleep after this. Oh, there it is. Yay!
Well, William certainly seems to be on the up and up. Perhaps Vern knows more about why Susan canceled the sale of her property to William.
It's kind of agreed that Susan was a little nuts.
Jessica, any news?
No, dude. Calm down.
No, not yet, Vern. But I do have a couple of questions. Did your sister smoke?
Like a chimney. She was always smoking those Westminsters. I could never stand the smell of cigarette smoke myself. That was one excuse I had for staying away.
There were 2 brands of cigarette butts that I found in her house. Now, assuming that the Westminsters were Susan's, I wonder who the second brand belonged to.
I haven't the foggiest idea.
I was also wondering about the deal to sell her property to William Forrest. Do you remember when exactly she changed her mind?
Just a few days before she disappeared. I remember she sent me a letter about it. I'm sure I have it around here somewhere.
My God, these sesame sticks are so good. So Susan was claiming that everyone was after her treasure, but people are saying that they didn't care about her treasure, they cared more about her property, her antiques, that sort of thing. Although, why didn't they ever get her diagnosed with something? Because it sounds like she had, like, a few mental problems. And she couldn't really help it. Thinking on it. Or maybe she just didn't want to. Now I have to find the pliers. Oh, this is going to be fun in my sleepy-eyed state. And the worst part is, there they are. I knew I saw them.
Vern, I found this picture of your sister.
Oh, I forgot. It came with the letter Susan sent me.
She's standing in front of her bookcases in her living room. Who do you suppose took it?
Well, since she rarely let other people take a picture, I bet she took it herself. Photography was one of her hobbies.
If that's the case, Susan might be trying to tell us something. I should have another look around her house.
Well, since that's probably like the last place she was alive.
Based on that photo, it looks like Susan was standing here in the living room over by those bookshelves.
So we'll find a bunch of film rolls and stop, and I'll probably, like, finally go back to sleep for the night. Or I'll just stay up. Who knows? I'm kind of sad that a house like this would fall into disrepair and get demolished, because this is, like, a really cool-looking house. All the stuff in it. All the film. Get all the film.
I'll have all this film delivered to Vern's hardware. I hope that Vern will be able to recognize something in the photos.
Good idea. And next time we will check on that. So, we've got a missing sister with a hobby in photography. We've got a fiance. We've got a businessman. We've got an antiques dealer. We've got a brother. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, your suspects. And yes, significant others are always automatically suspects in a murder case because that's how it works. So let's see what obviously family members are too. That's why I said, and a brother. So we've got a brother, a fiance, a businessman, and an antiques dealer. This sounds like a bad joke.